Hey Wanderers, how's it going? My name is Strayed. Welcome to Diablo 3. This is season 11 of their season play, which is, it's amazing that it's been that long already, but I'm going to show you a build that I really particularly like for rank 10. Uh, Kind of higher, but if I was going to be going higher than that, I would probably want another tank with me, personally, but maybe I'm building all wrong. Who knows? So I really like the Crusader. I really like being able to take a hit, and I really like being able to just stand in front of my friends and save them, or try to at least. So, excuse me. Without further ado, let's actually take a look at my build and see what's going on. So, okay. So, as you can see, I'm using the Invoker set, the Thorns of the Invoker. And basically what this allows me to do is get straight into the center of the bad guys and just stay there. So the whole idea with this build is survivability and Thorns damage. So let's just take a look and see what Thorns does. So, or what the Thorns of the Invoker does. So the two-piece set is all your Thorns damage is in a radius around you. So that's just constant deeps just around you, which is nice. And it'll increase your Thorns, as you can see on the screen, it'll increase your Thorns with Punish and Slash. That's important, so remember that. Then take 50% less damage within 20 seconds after a bombardment. So the bombardment skill. So you take 50% less damage for 20 seconds after hitting an enemy with bombardment. So that's a big deal. That's a big piece of the livability. And then the third set, or the 6-piece set, is the attack speed is increased by 50%, and the first enemy you hit, you deal just really big Thorns damage to it. So that's the Invoker set. It's really useful, really handy. So to go with that, on my belt, excuse me, on my belt, we've got the Belt of Trove. And every 8 seconds, it just calls down a bombardment on nearby enemies. So every 8 seconds, I get that 20-second buff for 50% damage reduction. So that's constantly happening every 8 seconds as long as I'm around enemies. So that's a big reason. That's a big livability or survivability trait that the Belt of Trove gives you. So, and then we move on to the chest piece, the cuirass of unpronounceability. But basically it reduces your damage, all damage taken by half, or 50%. It all adds up funny, so you're not just immortal, but if you keep your resources above a certain percentage, you take less damage. And my skills, if you take a look, none of them are resource spending skills. So I constantly have full resources. So it's a lot, and it's a lot. So okay, so obviously the best choice with this is going to be the Punish with the celerity, or the block chance basically, and attack speed, which is also important. So increases your block chance as you do it. That's great. So then we got the Law of Justice. This is where, like, I really like this build because it's got flexibility. Because if you have the items, I think you can build just about however you want, and you'll be fine up to a certain level. So for me, I use the Law of Justice because it gives my allies increased resistance to all enemies for a while. Oops, that's not the button I meant to press. I meant to press that one. And it's just passive 140 to all my allies for resist all elements, with a almost 500 increase when I power it up. So that's huge. I'm running Consecration, which with Bed of Nails, so it's a heal, a 32,000 life per second heal on the ground, that also makes them take my full Thorns damage plus the Thorns damage in my radius. So that it's just more just dots on them, and it's a tiny heal. It's not the best heal in the world because my life bar is really big, but you know, whatever. And then bombardment, I have it set so the spheres are replaced by barrels of spikes. Each you know, it really increases the damage. And if you're gonna have constant DPS from Belt of Trove anyway, you might as well have it set up so you can get the benefit from the barrel of spikes, I think. So then we've got the iron skin with the reflect skin. The thorns increase by 300% while it's up. It doesn't last for that long, but 4 seconds of 50%, even less 50% less damage. I'll take it. I'll take what I can get at this point. So my skills are Divine Fortress. So obvious, you know, pretty solid choice. Armor is increased by percent equal to your shield block chance. I'm doing this one because I need attack speed. I always need attack speed. Because of the gems I'm using. And then Hold Your Ground and Iron Maiden. You know, block chance and make my thorns bigger. So my weapons I'm using in Genome, and it's just a solid weapon. It gives me cooldowns after I beat elite packs. Elite packs are everywhere. I mean, it's always nice to have faster cooldowns on all my buttons. That's all there is to say about that one. I'm using the Hollowed Bulwark, which makes my block chance even higher when I am in Iron Skin. So I don't take. It's all about the tank. When the nonsense is heading your way, it's all about the tank. So my amulet is Traveler's Pledge and Compass Rose. For increased damage when I'm standing still fighting, just if I'm just completely surrounded by enemies, which happens far too often. I just stay in the center and do the best I can. Normally I would be using a different ring, but right now Justice Lantern is in my cube for my jewelry power. I'm going to be finding a Justice Lantern to put on this, so to obviously replace this. And then I have an amulet that increases, or that absorbs electricity damage, so I'm going to put that in there instead. I just didn't want to grind up all the required loot right now because that takes a while. So gems, increased life, resistance to all elements, do what I can where I can. And then on my weapon, I've got a topaz for increased thorns damage. It's all about the thorns damage, people. So, and then on my Traveler's Pledge, I've got Simplicity Strength, which increases the damage of my primary skill by 35. It increases the damage of your generators. That's not that important to me. The rank 25 spot is what's important to me. 4% of your maximum health on hit. Like, that's a lot. That's so much. It's ridiculous how much that is. And then I've got Moratorium that 35% of all the damage I take is staggered over 5.5 seconds, and I have a 20% chance on kill to clear all the staggered damage. That's just for tank. That's just immediately, if I'm always killing stuff, I'm always clearing damage. And I should be healing whatever damage I'm taking back with Simplicity Strength. I really like Moratorium. It's a great item. And then I'm using the chip that gives me bigger thorns. Shocker. Everybody is shocked, but thorns. And I can basically do rank 10 rifts all by myself. I can do rank 11 rifts. Rank 12, 12 and 13 are kind of little bit beyond me still. And greater rifts. This character is not meant for speed. This character is meant for survival. It is a frontline tank, and they tank and tank and tank and tank. That's all they do. So, um, so this is my build, and I forgot the cube powers. Okay, so hack. Hack applies your Thorns damage to every attack. So obvious choice is obvious. Gain Thorns equal to 300% of my vitality. That's all about the Thorns, people. So I'm gonna cut to some footage of me doing a Reg 10 or a Torment 10 solo rift. And yeah, tell me what you guys think about, or what I should change, what I should use instead. Like maybe a different ring I should be using, maybe different gloves or something. I don't know. A ring of royal grandeur, maybe, with a separate item. I don't know what else I can get that would actually like be useful to me. Also I re-rolled most of my pieces to either have increased life or resist all elements. It's just, extra tank. Extra tank is nice. So yeah, if you guys think I should be doing here, look. Torment 10. So yeah, I mean, it's a really fun class. I like jumping out in the middle and just fighting. If you guys can think of anything better to add to this, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'm going to be doing another couple sets where I've been looking at the it's not just the amount of livability and damage. Like okay, so I've got, with the bombardment up, I've got 140 million defense. Like, the livability of this class is outrageous. But anyway, and like I'm just gonna take those because whatever, I heal it immediately back. As for the name that I've got, I just went with whatever default name was on the thing. So, or the default name for the character that it wanted me to pick. So that's a elite pack, just down. It's whatever. This class is too OP. I really love this class. It's a lot of fun. So if you guys think that there's items that I should have put in, let me know down below, and I'll catch you guys next time, alright? Keep wandering, don't get lost, take care out there. Keep an eye out for more of these. I'm going to have a couple of really niche builds coming out that are extra dumb, but I think they're funny to see. Alright guys, keep wandering, don't get lost. Take care out there, everybody. Oh man, it's going to be a while. Glad I didn't stop recording. Yeah, I'm just gonna pause real quick. Like, hang on, guys, time out. Garbage. Alright, guys, take care.